Start with the great name of Allah who knows our heart secrets. I am Hasnain from the Department of Computer Science, Sindh University campus, Larkano. Today is my video presentation on the subject of artificial intelligence. So here are some topics for artificial intelligence, like what is artificial intelligence, adverse search and game playing, supervised and unsupervised learning, dealing and handling with uncertainty. So first my topic is artificial intelligence. So here are some contents: definition of artificial intelligence, early history of artificial intelligence, current status of artificial intelligence, challenges of artificial intelligence, future of artificial intelligence, pros and cons, and the calculation. So what is artificial intelligence? The study of computer system that attempt to model and apply the intelligence of the human mind, a branch of computer science dealing with the simulation and intelligent behavior in the computers, the capability of a machine to emulate intelligent human behavior. So there are three type of now using in the artificial intelligence is now Google Now, Siri, and the Cortana. Google Now, Siri, and Cortana are the intelligent digital personal assistant on the various platform of OS, Android, and Windows Mobile. In short, they help to find useful information when we will ask for using the voice. We can use them to make call and send messages, set reminders, take notes, recognize music that find the restaurants, check your calendar, and then more. So here are some early history. In 1915, English mathematician Alan Turing wrote a landmark paper titled Computing Machinery and Intelligence that asked the question, can machine think? Further work come out in a 1956 workshop at the Dartmouth, sponsored by the John McCarthy in the personal for that workshop in the big point in the phrase of study of the artificial intelligence. So the current status of artificial intelligence have taken many shapes and forms over recent years, like mobile phones, Siri, Cortana, video games, characters, GPS, mobile recognition, robotics. Google has been major play on the artificial intelligence and the translation systems and the deep learning. Deep learning is a machine learning based on the algorithms. So the challenges are the computing power, tolerance power, intuitive thinking, and the judging power. So the future of artificial intelligence. Beyond the negotiation, Moore says CMU is beating several on the AI areas going to be the heavily important used to the near future, self-car driving, improved medical care and the treatment, open up doors, future exploration, etc. So the pros and cons. So the pros and cons first, if pros. So the precision and the accuracy, space exploration used for the mining process, can do laboratory tasks, fraud detection, manage records, leaking the emotional sites, can do the respectively time consuming task, robotics pets, robotics, radio, radio surgery, function without stopping, risk reading, diagnosis and the treatments. So here are the some cons like advantage and the disadvantage. So the cost increased in the maintenance, the repair, not able to act any different, lack the human touch, lack the creative mind, lack common sense, unemployment, abilities of human many dimensions, robots surrounding the humans. Humans may become the depends on the machines. Wrong hands cause the destructions. So, are the conclusion of artificial intelligence. Finally, we can say that the artificial intelligence AI is the intelligence of machine, that the branch of computer science that aims to create artificial intelligence. Textbooks define the field as the study of the design of the intelligent agent, and where the intelligent agent is a system that they perceive its environment and takes action and maximize in the chance of its success. Jones McCarthy, who is a coined to the term in the 1955, defines the science and the engineering of the making the intelligent machines. So my second topic is adversarial search and the game planning. Game playing. So what is adversarial search? Examine the problems that arise when try to explain ahead in the world where other agents are the planning against us. A good example in the board games. Adversarial games, while much studies in artificial intelligence, are a small part of game theory in the economics. Two agents whose actions alternates utility values for the each agents are the opposite of the others. Fully observed environment in the game theory term zero sum game of the perfect information. So the search versus games. Search no adversaries. Adversary. Solution is a heuristic method of the finding the goal. Heuristic techniques can find the optimal solution. Evolution function estimate of the cost from start to goal through the given made and example path planning scheduling and activities. Game adversary solution is the strategy specifies moves for the every possible obtained reply. Optimally depends on the obtained the time limits for the approximate solution. Evolution function evaluate goodness of the game position. Example that chess, checkers, Othello, and the backbone games. So the types of game. Here are some games. The deterministic chance moves, perfect information, imperfect information, initially chance moves. Chess, deterministic chess, checkers, go, Othello, bridge, scat. And the chance move background in the normally poker's Scrabble background. Theorem of noble literate nursery. Even the game with the chance move has during game has a equally representation with the initially chance to move only a deep result, but the computationally it is a more creatable to consider chance to the move that as a goes to the along. This is basically same as the issue full obviously modern tree for the every game searching. So the setup, so the game setup. Two players the max and the min. Max moves first and they takes runs until the game is over. Winner gets award, loser gets penalty. So game is a search. Initially state example is the board configuration of chess. Success search function is a list for the move state pairs specifying legal moves. Terminal test is the game finished. Utility function give the numeric values for the terminal states, e.g. win is a +1, loss is a -1, and draw 0 in the tic-tac-toe or the chess. So the minimax strategy look ahead the reason backward. Finding the optimal strategy of the max, assuming an inflexible min obtained, need to compute this the down and the 3. Game tree demo. Assumption both players play optimally give a game tree to the optimal strategy can be determined by the using minimax value of the each of the node like 0 0 melo in the 1912. What is a min does not play optimal? Definition of optimal play of the max assumes mini plays optimally. Maximize does worst case outcome for the max, but the min does not play optimal. Max will the even better can prove this problem in the 62 funds. Accept player aspect of the multiplayer games. Previously slide so the in the previously slide standard maximum analysis assumes that each players operates may minimize only their own utility. In the practice players that max islands e.g. C strong A and B is both weak may be the best for A and B to attack C rather than each other. If a game is not zero sum, i.e., utility A and the utility B, then the alliance can be useful even with two players, as both cooperate with the maximum and the sum of the utilities. So the practically problem with the maximum search algorithm, numbers of the game states in the number of the game state, number of the moves, like the solution do not examine every node in the pairing, remove branches that do not influence final decision, revised examples. So the alpha beta algorithm, depth first search only the considered nodes along is a simple path at a time. A highest value of choice that we can guarantee for the max. So for the current subtree and the lowest value choice we can guarantee for the min. So for the current subtree, update value and the of a max and the during the search and the peruse remaining branches as soon as the value is known as to be worse than the current of A and the B value is a max and the minimum alpha beta demo. So the final comments about the alpha beta pairing. Pairing does not affect final result. Entire subtrees can be paired in the good moved ordering in the improved effectiveness of the pairing, repeated states and again possible stored in the memory in the transposition tables. So the practical implementation. How do we make these ideas practically in the real game trees? Standard approach, cutoff test, where do we stop descending the trees? Depth limit, better interactive deepening, cutoff only when no big chance to expect the current next quiescence and the search. Evolution functions, when we search a cutoff value evolve the current state by the estimating in the utility using an evolution functions. Interactive progressive dependence deepening. In the real games, there is usually a time limit on the making is a move. How do we take this into account? Using the alpha beta, we cannot use a partial result by confidence unless full breadth of the has trees and the searched. So we could not be conservative. The set of conservative depth limit with the guarantee that we will till the move in the time t. Disadvantage of disadvantage is that we have finished early, could not more search. In the practice interactive deepening search IDS is used to the IDS run depends in the first search with the increasing depth limit when we clock runs use the solution found in the previous depth limits. So here is the summary in the last. Game playing can be effectively modeled as a search problem. Game trees represents alternate computers components moves. Evolution functions estimate the quality of the given board configuration for the max players. Maximum is a procedure was chosen by the assuming that the content will always choose moved with the best for the them. Alpha beta is a procedure when can the remove large part of the search tree and the allow search to the deeper. For many well-known games, computer algorithm based on the heuristic game search match out of perform the human word experts. So my third one topic is supervised and the unsupervised learning. So unsupervised and supervised and unsupervised learning. Supervised learning, suppose you had a basket and the fully with the sum of fresh fruits. Your task with the arrange in the sum of the type of fruits one place. Suppose that the fruit is apple, banana, cherry, grape. So you already know your previous work was the shape of the each and the every fruit is easily to arrange in the same type of fruit at the one place. Here your previous work is called trend data in the data mining. So you are already learned things to the trend data. This because if you have the response variable which says you that if someone's fruits have to show futures is the grapes like that each and every fruit. So their type. This is the type that the data you will get from the trend data. This type of learning is called the supervised learning. This type of solving problem comes under the classifications. So you already learned that given so you can do your job at the same time. So unsupervised learning. Suppose you had a basket and it is a full with this fresh fruit. Your task is arrange and the same type of the fruit on the one place. This time you do not care many thing about have to fruits you are first come seeing in the fruit. So below you will see around the some type of the fruits. What you will do first, you take fruit, you will select any physical characters of the particularly fruit. Suppose you take in color and then groups will be something in this. A red color group apple and cherry fruit, green color and the small size the grapes. This type of learning is known as the supervised learning. So the aim of supervised learning. The aim of supervised machine learning is a built model that makes predictions based on the evidence in the presence of the uncertainty and the adaptable algorithms identify terms in the data computing learning from the observation when exposed to the more observation that computers improve the predictively performance. So the examples, suppose you want to predict whether someone will have the heart attack within a year. You have to set of the data on the previous patient including age, weight, high blood pressure, etc. You know whether the previous patient had heart attacks within a years of a measurement. So the problem is a combining in the all existing data in the model that can predict whether the new person will have to heart attack within a years. So my last topic is a dealing and handling of the uncertainty. So here are some contents of the dealing and handling of uncertainty. Introduction, uncertainty definition, uncertainty clauses, uncertainty analysis, uncertainty dealing techniques, conclusion and the reference. So the introduction of uncertainty. Uncertainty is a state of lack of certain where having the incomplete knowledge can be make it possible to describe the outcome. There are many challenges that occur due to uncertainty. Uncertainty is events that cause the loss of the data providing Accuracy data, noisy output, thus the needy and the handle uncertain is essential. So the some here are some the questions. So the world is not a well-defined place. There is uncertainty in the facts we know. What's the temperature? Imprecise measure in the Jewish Morkino is a good coach. Imprecise definition where is the pit? Imprecise is the knowledge. So there is an uncertain in our inference. So the in this dealing and handling of uncertainty is there is a decision making. So the high decision and the low decision between the complexity. So the speculations is the decision making is a high performance, high level. In the exploration is the middle scenarios in the projection, prediction, and the facts. This is a type of decision making in the dealing or handling in the uncertainty. So the source of uncertainty. Uncertain data is the missing data, unreliable data, ambiguous, inspirations, representations, inconsistencies, subjectives derived from the defaults noisy uncertain knowledge like the multiple causes lead the multiple facts incomplete knowledge casualty in the domain probability stock hands the effects and the uncertainly knowledge is a representation the restricted model of the real system limited expansive is of the representation of the mechanism and the inference process the derived result is finally correct but wrong in the real world. Now conclusion are not well founded example is the inductive reason incomplete default reasoning in the methods. So the uncertainly the term there the covers lot of concepts uncertainly can we do the lack of knowledge influence and informations. This can be due to the vagueness no specifications and the conflict information. It can be defined as a situation where the information available to the decision makers in precise and summarized by the probabilities measure in the truth scientifications literate and have a lots of definitions for the uncertainty. Uncertainty can be classified into the four classes, namely is a epistemic 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 mix is the intro is the models and the linguistics word is the perception ambiguity is the word perceptions and the variability is the stationary in the dynamic situations. So the uncertainty analysis. Uncertainty analysis is a process that makes sure recognize identifies that the maximize the type of certainly uncertainty risk and the estimates. The uncertainty analysis includes many statistical statistical problems such as uncertain factors, decision making without uncertain information, and the estimation of uncertain and complex model of the risk structural uncertainty model specification monitoring method of the reduce uncertainty. So the uncertainty analysis techniques. Various techniques available for the analysis uncertain. The section will discuss some of the uncertainty analysis techniques, probability analysis, fuzzy analysis, and the Bayesian analysis, soft computing techniques. So the probability of analysis. Probability is a study of uncertain events, outcomes. A probability is the distribution for the individual outcomes that defines the probability of any events that define in the sample space that sum of the probability assigns to the outcomes that events in the probabilistic analysis is the probability that events interpreted by the frequency in the outcomes and the events. So the example of probability analysis. process is a probability approach to the high level event extraction from the RFID data. So here the RFID readers produce strips of the low level events. These must be have the transformed into the high levels, but these transformation is the challenging due to main uses is the reliability and the ambiguity. So the Bayesian analysis, it is a belong to the family of the probabilistic graphical method models. These models used to present knowledge about the uncertain domain beyond networks cross the divide between the equality models, mechanism models, and the structural models are and of the few models methods and can be performed forwarded uncertainly propagation with the little number of the data. And fourth one is the fuzzy analysis. Fuzzy logic theory provides a very useful solution and understanding, qualifying the handling vague ambition in the uncertain data. Fuzzy sets are the mainly used to handle and the analysis uncertainty of the data, environmental data, and the fuzzy logic to handle inaccurate reasoning inaccurate reasoning in the environmental data. Fuzzy logic in the increase the reason knowledge based on the model of the logical process. So thank you very much. This is all about my video presentation of artificial intelligence.